Good morning, Jeff Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market. Appreciate you tuning in this morning. We had another good run of cattle this week. Probably not as many as we would have had if it had dried off a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be doing that. Looks like we're going to get some more rain next week. Got a little storm out there headed our way. But it's South Florida and we're used to it, so we can handle it. But we had a lot of butcher animals this week. I guess people are just kind of in the prime time of preg checking and culling. Had a lot of cows, a lot of bulls. They're still selling good. They're not as good as they was a month or so ago, but just because the numbers are so many. Cattle are moving. So we're calling the butcher animals maybe $2 or $3 lower again this week. But we still had some cows. A lot of cows bring over $1 a pound, some up to $1.30, and I think we had a bull or two bring $1.50 or so. So they're still selling good, and I do believe that those slaughter prices and maybe the feeder prices will come back a little bit when the weather kind of changes out west. It's still mighty hot out there in some places. Usually September's a pretty tough month. And a lot of people don't realize that these calves are going from here out west, coming off their mamas. And in September out west, it could be hot as Hades, or there could be a blizzard coming in some places. So it's pretty tough on these calves, and these buyers, they're being picky and not really taking a chance because of that. You know, the weather has a big thing to do with it. Talked to a guy in Oklahoma yesterday. He's got 1,000 or 1,500 acres of wheat that he's trying to get planted, and he can't get a drop of rain. He said it's just dry. That's southwest Oklahoma, I think. So the weather is one of the things that agriculture just has to deal with. But the price is still, pretty decent. You look at these calves that we had this week. Here's the top calf that we sold, which was brought in by Double C Bar Ranch in Kenansville. Weighed 375 pounds and brought $4.25 a pound, bought by Oak Lake. And then our top cow was 1,210 pounds, bought by Cargill, brought $1.34 a pound. And that was one brought in by J.M. Larson in Okeechobee. Thank you, John, for that. And we appreciate all those sellers and buyers that brought those good cattle in for us this week. The quality was not so great. We had a lot of calves that were kind of plain, but still a string of good calves that came in. I'm going to brag on one of our friends, Goodnoe Ranch, Mr. Dwayne. Been sending some good calves in every week now for the last 2 or 3 weeks on Mondays and Tuesdays. Good calves out of black bulls, and they've been ringing a bell pretty good. He's been sending us a semi-load or two every week. Thank you, Mr. Dwayne, for that. So good calves are still bringing good money. A good 6-weight steer might bring $230. It's not too bad. Pretty good money. The numbers we had this week were a little off from last week. Like I say, I'm thinking the water had something to do with that, and then the prices were off, so maybe some people are thinking, well, I'll hold them a little longer. But I imagine with this water we're getting, people are not going to be able to hold them too much longer. But the numbers this week, on Monday we had about 1,140, and Tuesday about 1,250. So you're still knocking, about 2,400 head, and last week we had about 3,000. So the numbers are pretty comparing. We appreciate all you guys that get those cattle in here on Sunday. A lot of you guys are, got jobs elsewhere, and you bring them in. We put them on hay and water for you. Get them in here early if you can, and we'll take care of them on Sunday, and then they'll be the first calves to be sold Monday when the sale starts. We appreciate you guys. It takes everybody to make it work. And then you guys that have been coming in on Monday and Tuesday, getting here in good time, helps us move the sale quickly, and don't have to drag around, waiting on people to show up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So we do appreciate the way you guys get out there and get them in here as quick as you can. We thank you for that. The only other thing I think we got going that I don't want to forget to mention is our bull sales coming up. Deer Valley bulls, the Angus bulls, will be coming in here in a couple of weeks, and the sale will be the 1st of October. The 4th will be the Deer Valley sale. That's the first Friday in October. That's the Angus bulls. And then the following Friday will be our Brangus bulls from Little Creek Farms. And then the 3rd October will be the Charolais bulls from Eaton up in Montana. And then our last sale will be John Sutphin bringing some mixed breed bulls in. Angus and Sim Angus, some Red Angus and Blacks, kind of a mixed deal, and a few Charolais too. So gear up for those bull sales. They'll start at 1 o'clock on those Fridays in October. We'll serve you a steak here about 11:30 or 12, but you can come look at the bulls earlier on that morning of the sale on Friday. I can't think of anything else really going on special. Our internet sales have kind of tapered off. Probably have one in October, or a couple, depending on how many calves we can round up. But don't forget those internet sales. If you've got a truckload of calves you're still wanting to market and still hanging on to, maybe you're going to wean them and try to get them sold in October, November, give us a holler. That may be a good ticket right then. So don't forget that venue that we have to offer you, as well as the market here on Monday and Tuesday. Thank you again for being loyal customers. We appreciate you, and put your rubber boots on and bring us some more calves next week. We appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good week.